Hey, good afternoon. Here with Dr. Peterman. So the question is, how does forgiveness of someone in their wrongdoing, how does that affect your health and the human body? What do you think about that?
That's pretty much a loaded question because sometimes I would admit that sometimes I have been unable to forgive somebody. And I think my problem was that I have a problem forgiving adults who are cruel or violate children. Now, adult to adult, it's extremely important for your own health and well-being to just let it go. Forgive somebody. And even if that person isn't willing to accept forgiveness, just forgive them anyway and walk away. It's their problem at that point. So if you harbor some extreme resentment in your heart, it's a bunch of termites loose on your heart. It eats away at you. And there are people that can live an entire life hating somebody so desperately and no room for forgiveness whatsoever that by the time they're ready to die, they're an empty shell. There's nothing left of the person because all they know is hatred for another person and they don't know how to love. So if you want to avoid that trap of recycling bad feelings over and over and over until it becomes everything you live for, if you want to avoid that, forgive someone and get on with life. I am aware of an individual who is never married, has a little black book in his brain, and his entire life is dedicated to remembering all the wrongs anyone has ever done to him from the time he was a child. And this person is mid-60s. They have nothing but anger in their heart for their fellow man because no one's going to ever live up to the standards that they have set in their minds for what people ought to do or how they ought to behave. They can't get past the human condition that people will just be people and they're going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. Well, we don't have any perfect people running around, so that requires us to think about it and to forgive people occasionally and also to pray that somebody else forgives us.
Right.
And we're willing to accept that. It works both ways. And if you carry something in your heart that's negative, the human brain will release chemicals in your body that are detrimental to your health. It just works that way. And so if you want to have a healthier life, a life with less stress, you're going to you need to learn to forgive people and just let it go. My grandmother used to say, just forgive them. If they want to stew in their own juices, fine. But you don't have to get in the pot with them. That's okay. Okay, I understand that. She also had one comment I thought was really good about figuring out what you have in life. Count your blessings every day because it's often embarrassing if other people have to do it for you. So that's right up there with forgiveness. I think it's important to realize who we are and what we have in life doesn't have to be materialistic. Some of the happiest people I ever met in my entire life were very, very poor people. They were happy. Mainly they were happy because they just loved other people. And I thought, what a gift. What a gift. Have a question on that?
Well, I mean, what would you say the easiest way to do that is? To forgive someone in which you're really hurt upon something. Does it take looking down deep, acknowledging that, accepting it? Does it take understanding, empathy? How do you get past those emotions of hatred or hurtfulness, the feelings in that regard?
Honestly, I don't know. I've gotten into a situation where there's one individual that I find it almost impossible to forgive because of what they did to a child. And the person never, his wife said, I thought you were a Christian pastor, you'd forgive. And I said, this person hasn't changed their ways. They're still doing what they're doing. And they're doing what they're doing. And they just haven't been caught again yet. How can I forgive them when they have never called me up and said, I'm sorry I messed up our wonderful friendship for 30 years. My comment to that was, I'm dealing with sheer evil. So if I can't do anything about the evil, the law enforcement is working on it, but if I can't do anything about the evil, I'm just going to walk away from the evil. And I'll pray for that person. I'm a Christian and I'll pray for that person. But I'm not going to stew over it. And I guess in a sense that would be forgiveness, but that person hasn't asked for any forgiveness and hasn't made any attempt to right their wrongs in any way. So it's really a difficult thing. I think we have to do a lot of soul searching.
Absolutely.
And we have to realize that the benefits are really ours if we let go. If we let go of that, whatever it is that's bothering us. Especially deceased people. I'm now at peace with some relatives that were extremely cruel to me when I was a little boy. And they're gone now, and I won't speak ill of the dead. I just won't. But if they were alive, I also wouldn't have anything to do with them. I would not be in their presence. I just would not. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be having a forgiving heart. It just means that I'm not going to participate in evil. So, call it what it may. Maybe I fall short. I probably do. But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting subject. A lot of people don't really know how to do that, or sometimes it takes a lot of courage to be able to get to that point. So I think that's very insightful.
I know that in some of the Native American traditions, no matter what you've done, sometimes they will shun somebody for a year or 2 years, and then they welcome back into society because they feel like they have had to deal with their conscience and with God or whatever their deity is. So they feel like maybe that has taken care of it. We now know in science that some people can never be rehabilitated, such as sexual predators and various people. They just are wired wrong. And so, what can you do about that? Put them back in society and the same old thing happens again. So I don't have an answer. I wish I did. Just listen to your heart. Do the very best you can to know that if you don't forgive somebody, that it's more a problem for you than it is for them in most cases. So with that, I'll leave it. This is Jerry for Challenge Life Better with
David.
And we look forward to coming to you each week. Hit our subscribe button. And until next time, be well.
Be well.